Senate has appointed Senator Aniekan Bassey as a new chairman of the Committee on Diaspora and NGOs, replacing suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Senate President Godswill Akpabio made the announcement during Thursday's plenary, though no official reason was given for the change. Akpoti-Uduaghan, who represents Kogi Central, was removed from her previous committee role in February and reassigned before being suspended. A federal high court later ruled her suspension unconstitutional and excessive, ordering her reinstatement. However, the Senate claims it has not received a certified true copy of the judgment. Despite the court's ruling, Akpoti-Uduaghan has yet to resume plenary duties, citing legal advice to wait official documentation. She condemned her continued exclusion as a denial of democratic representation, especially for Nigerian women, noting that only 3 female senators remain in the chamber. George, what do you make of this story?
I don't want Nigerians to be emotional, you know, when they look at this
Akpoti-Uduaghan.
What's their name?
Akpoti. Senator Natasha.
Senator Natasha, as against the Senate President. You know, when you are in politics, people do everything to, you know, undo their opponents. Today, it is obvious that Senator Natasha is having some challenges as against the Senate President. And the Senate President, still sitting there as the Senate President, is the one that is saddled with the responsibility of assigning these offices to the senators. So if he feels that, you know, Senator Natasha is a problem to him, there's no wrong politically to have removed her from her position. Moreover, she's on suspension, you know, and that department or whatever needs a leader, you know, to oversee what is happening there. So if she has been reassigned, yes, I'm just being realistic here. You know, that's me when I'm discuss issues like this. I'm not saying whether I would have done same. I'm just telling you that there's nothing wrong, because that area also needs representation. Right now, she's not in the Senate, so that place needs leadership. You know, someone has been brought in to take over her responsibility. For me, I don't see anything that is wrong with that. What I want is for this impasse to be resolved so that she can come back to the Senate, because she's not representing herself as Senator Natasha. The people of Kogi Central or something, you know, is being left at, and whatever that is happening in there, whatever decision that is being taken at that Senate level, they are not represented. So they should not look at her, even though the matter must be looked into. If she's culpable in any way, she should be dealt with. That's me for you. So, but the matter should be resolved quickly. That's why sometimes I do not like going to, you know, court for certain things, because it takes a whole lot of time. If you follow up, you understand that court has given judgment, but she is citing also legal advice. That is the reason why she has not resumed. And the Senate, the spokesman or something, somebody said something.
No, they have not received the CTC copy of that judgment.
These are some of the challenges. And that the judgment that was issued was not declarative or something, you know, for she to come and resume her position and all that. So when you look at all this, these are things that they would have resolved without going to the court, amicably. Resolved without going to the court. And today she will still be in the Senate, and, you know, everybody will move on and say something has happened. But unfortunately, the matter went to the court, and it will keep prolonging. It will keep prolonging, because after the court of first instance has given a judgment, these other people may decide to appeal the matter. Before you know, the Senate have a limited term. It's a 4-year term.
Well, Senator Natasha will not be the first person to have gone to court on account of unconstitutional suspension and won.
We cannot be certain. We cannot be certain to say it is unconstitutional suspension until the court says so. For now, it should not be about our prejudices. It should not be about
a prejudice.
No, the court has no rule to say that it is unconstitutional. Let us not use our sentiment to say that is what it is.
The court has ruled in Senator Natasha's suspension, and the court said it is unconstitutional. And again, Senator Natasha is not the first person who have gotten similar judgments. Alindume has gotten similar judgments. Omar Gege has gotten similar judgments. About over 7 or 8 lawmakers have gotten similar judgments in the past over unconstitutional suspension. The Senate privileges, rules on privileges says 14 days. A senator shall not be suspended beyond 14 days. That is their law. That is their Privileges Act. That is the rule of the House. So why is it that for some certain senators, the rule is suspended and then, they go ahead to do what is against their own rule? And that is why, yesterday, we had a conversation, on open conversation, where a senator representing Kogi, I think it should be Kogi North or so, came up with a bill to impose stiffer penalties on erring lawmakers, and that bill has passed its first reading. That is what is on ground, and one would say, okay, is this coming because this is coming on the heels of Senator Natasha securing this victory in courts, and now a senator is coming up with a bill that is saying, oh, for erring lawmakers, we feel that we should amend the rules of the House to make room for stiffer punishments for such persons.
Wrong with that?
Now, the question now is not what is wrong with it. The question now would be stiffer punishments, meaning that 14 days, as it were, is not stiff enough. Now, this has to do with representation of the people. And you are here saying that, oh, this should be resolved the other way. Thank you very much. That bill was presented by a Borno senator. Now, you're saying this can be resolved out of court for the sake of the representation of the masses. So, if 14 days, the Kogi Central people do not have a voice in the National Assembly, in the Senate, as it were, imagine if probably the bill comes up with stiffer penalties like 4 months, 6 months.
That is
now, you also consider that there is a constitution that, let me remind you, there is a constitution that also gives a number of sitting that an elected legislator can be absent. The moment it crosses that number of sitting, your seat can be declared vacant.
Whatever law that is being sponsored, bill that is being sponsored, must be consistent with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Where such inconsistency happen, then that law will null and void. But in this case, let me say this.
Yes, go ahead.
There is need to bring in a law that will make the senators to be responsible, not just to themselves, but to the oath of allegiance and oath of office they took. And there must be consequences for every action. That because the penalty is not stiff enough, just 2 weeks, that is why anybody can come, a senator can come, or a House of Rep member can come and misbehave, thinking because you're representing a people and you're causing problem. I'm not talking about, I'm just talking generally.
Yes.
So there must be consequences for every action. If such a stiffer penalty is, passed into law, we will not even be talking about the people they are representing. If it becomes so difficult, then the people can recall that erring senator or that erring House of Rep member. They can recall that person and put a new person there, so that their voices will be heard in the Senate. Because we cannot take, because you are representing some people, then somebody will take that as advantage to misbehave in the House, causing the House problems and all that. I support that stiffer penalty for let there be consequences of every action, because these are the reasons why you see some of our elected officials and all that misbehave. Because some they feel that nothing will happen. They don't even care. It's not about Natasha now. Look at all our
I understand what you're saying.
Look 100%. At them very well. Some of them don't even go to their constituencies. Only when election comes.
The question would be whether this law is passed or not. For me, to a large extent, it's largely inconsequential. You know why? It lies on the implementation. Recall, Judge, that in time past, we've had senators throw punches on the floor of the House. We've had embarrassing scenarios from the National Assembly. And it was, it was viral. It was everywhere, globally. And remind me of one time, such persons who so displayed crass irresponsibility was punished one time. I just need one example of one person, one senator or House of Rep member that has been punished by the Senate for class irresponsibility on the floor of the House.
Yeah, that some of these matters can be resolved outside of the court. Sometimes the party leadership, the chairman of the party and the leadership of the party weighed in if it is something that involves, politicians of the same party to see how they can resolve out of court. And that is why you've not seen the big hammer falling on some of those people who have done something bad in the Senate. In this case, I believe there would have been some parties trying to weigh in behind the scene to resolve. But maybe the warring factions have refused and decided to go public. So if at that point the resolution could not come and the man with the big stick decided to read it in line with the rules of the House, then we should not in any way begin to question if it has happened before. No,
probably one would be wondering in the first instance, like I said, selective implementation of these punitive measures, a situation where a country was embarrassed globally by the crass irresponsibility and flagrant display of mannerlessness, or by elected legislators, and nothing happens, and then there is political solution, as it were. But that has put the country and its citizens to global disrepute and ridicule, and there is political solution to that, as against one who does something similar as well. And then the hammer does not just fall according to the law of the House, but it is seen to be kind of well, I wouldn't say kind of, they cut way beyond 5 months and 2 weeks beyond the stipulated rule of the House. One would say, what was that about? Omar Gege had the same thing. Aline Dume had the same thing. I mean, there are other lawmakers that has experienced it. Probably in this time around, some select lawmakers who had that hammer coming for them unconstitutionally had the audacity to fight back.
From what you said here earlier, after the court has granted her,
and the court also fined her 5 million naira.
Now the court have allowed her to go back. She's saying that the reason why she has not gone back is because of legal advice. Who is advising her?
What she's saying is that she received a legal advice to delay her resumption.
That is the question.
Hold on, because of documentation. Recall that the court had instructed her to tender an official apology. The court fined her 5 million naira for the sarcastic apology she tendered on her social media handle. I read that apology on her Instagram page. That was very sarcastic, by the way. And the court fined her for that, and also instructed her to go ahead and tender apology, right, and publish it on national dailies as well. So, to the best of my knowledge, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, Senator, has not done that.
And we are here
so, no, it's not about here crying for her. The Senate, on the other hand, has not, to a large extent, said, oh, we have received the CTC copy. What they did was to come out to say we've not received the CTC copy. So probably she has been advised, because I wouldn't even expect her to step her foot into the Senate House without tendering that apology. On this show, I will call her out for irresponsibility as well, right? So she should tender that apology, publish it on national dailies, then she can now take the next step. But pending when that is done, I don't think it will be a good light to do that.
Let me even ask, the court asking her to tender apology to the Senate President or to the Senate?
To the National Assembly.
To the National Assembly.
For what she has.
Is it that the court found her guilty of the accusation she leveled against the Senate President?
The issue here,
what was
the issue, the court matter, there are different court matters in this.
This
particular matter, it's with respect to her suspension. Right? Now, her suspension, the court declared it against the Senate rules of 14 days. It is illegal. So the court asked Senate to reinstate her. However, for disobeying that Senate law, speaking from a seat that was not allocated to her, that was wrong.
On that basis, that was
she has to tender that apology, not forgetting that she has already served the 14-day sentence way beyond what was stipulated by the law.
So what was before the court wasn't even the
accusation is another matter. Do you understand? The accusation now is another matter.
This issue of reallocation of seat that led to that
accusation. Yes, so that is another matter. You see. So
anyway, let me say we're on live television here. I still believe in, you know, the people of Kogi Central having their voice in the Senate. Right now, she is their elected senator, and even though there were moves to recall her, which the electorate could not pass, meaning that she's still, you know, the elected senator representing the people of Kogi Central. The court has ruled. Waiting for the citizenship is not something that takes eternity to come out. You understand? I don't know, maybe max 30 days or thereabouts you should have the CTC. So the Senator Natasha should apply and probably serve the National Assembly. The National Assembly.
The CTC copy.
Yes, so that they have, because sometimes, you know, these judgments, when you're not on ground, even when you're on ground, you might not fully understand, you know, the extent to which the judgment was given. Because
the Senate also has to study that judgment.
Yeah, so they need to study to know so that you don't make an under mistake.
Yes.
You understand? So it's important that that aspect is closed out, so that she can go back to her seat and continue to represent her people.
All right.
Let's move away from some of these things. Those are not.
And hopefully, but then these are the issues.
Those things that are impeding development. We should be talking about, you know, the kind of laws they will come up with, not to begin to discuss issues that bring us down. I mean, it doesn't make any meaning to anybody.
Interesting.